Europe is not hungry for business the way Indian market is hungry. Indian market is very competitive. European market is very risk adverse.
What made you choose Germany? Was it like Germany is the better choice because of the free education?
Out of the English speaking countries, Canada was my first preference.
How long did it take from the starting point to the end point to get a visa?
The application on website was done in October. The visa date was in March, and I decided to fly in May.
What was the most stressful part of this visa process?
The most stressful part is getting the rejections. But listening to no every time in your Gmail box when you get a rejection, sorry, we've chosen another candidate, sorry, we do not go ahead with your application, sorry.
What surprised you the most?
What felt amazing and surprising was that people over here have a lot of patience till you finish your sentence in German. Many Germans speak good English, but they are afraid of talking English.
Imagine going from India to Germany and clearing B2 German level and working in a bank like Landesbank in a senior position. Sounds impossible, right? But today's guest actually did it, and she's going to break down the real process: visa, document, German language, job culture, and what nobody tells you about Germany. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Indo-German Express podcast, where we bring real life stories and real experiences from people who are living their dream in Germany. I'm your host, Faz, and today's episode is very important for every Indian student and professional who's thinking, should I learn German? Should I build a career in Germany? Is the visa process difficult? Because today's guest will answer all of that honestly. Our guest today is Nikita, who is currently working in a German bank, Landesbank, and she's on a senior position. Moreover, she has recently cleared her B2 German level, which is actually a huge milestone. Nikita, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Faiz.
Nikita, I want to start with a simple but a powerful question. Yeah. If someone in India is watching this and they feel Germany is too far and too difficult, what would you tell them? What would you tell them to motivate them?
I would tell them that this dream is achievable. Working in Germany and studying in Germany is achievable. And right now, a lot of Indians are being accepted. So, as after the EU and India trade deal and the agreement, Europe is not far.
Yeah, I mean, the trade is getting interconnected. So, I mean, we will be needing also more Indian expats in Germany because, I mean, if you have a trade deal signed up, more people will be needed for the growing trade. Before we get into, I mean, more things about Germany, yeah, let us tell us about yourself. Where do you live right now in Germany, and where do you what exactly do you do at Landesbank?
So, I live in Frankfurt right now. And I moved to Germany with a job search visa directly from Mumbai. In Mumbai, I was earlier working in a similar profile at the public sector and private sector banks. So this visa is given to to experienced professionals. When I arrived in Frankfurt, I reached out to the banks whom I have worked in the past. And Landesbank is a regional bank. It is a government. It is a state-owned bank. So my experience in the public sector of India was given recognition over here, and that's how I got the job in the finance sector in the one of the regional banks of Germany.
And tell us also about the bank where you were working in India as well.
So in India, I have worked in State Bank of India for a couple of years, and then I moved on to Yes Bank. And the profile in both the banks was international finance because that was the specialization in my MBA. So MBA was in KG Sumaya, which is a well-known institute in Mumbai, which was international business, where you study everything: law, international marketing, finance, and forex business. So SBI was on campus. They picked me up amongst many students. And that's when the career started. I never had decided to come to Germany. It is only because of the exposure that I got in State Bank of India, in the international banking department, and in Yes Bank. I realized, okay, if I can do the same business sitting in India with foreign banks, there is a possibility of doing the similar business sitting in foreign with the Indian banks. So right now in Helaba, I am responsible for the Asian market. So they wanted somebody who is from Asia, who understands the Asian mentality, and it's easier to communicate with the Asians because many Germans speak good English, but they are afraid of talking in English. So our
Just like us, yeah, we speak English, most of us, and but we are afraid to have a have a conversation.
yes.
That's just like people from all around the world. But since you have mentioned SPI in our
Hmm.
conversation, that was your job. They picked you up from the campus, and SB is very famous for break ke baad aana, yeah. So the work culture, we are aware of it, but I think you were working in that corporate
Yes.
thing, not the retail one. But
Hmm.
tell us about we know about how a day typical day at SBI can be. How a typical day at your work looks like. How is the working environment and so on.
In European banks, I'm not sure about the American way of working, but in European banks, everything is very structured. So most of the days, I'm just doing actually approvals. I'm getting approvals, doing the paperwork, following the guidelines. In fact, for one business to materialize in State Bank of India, we used to use a lot of jugaad and get it done in weeks' time. But in Helaba, to get that to materialize, for the business to materialize after all the approvals have been received, it actually takes a month's time. So, a typical day would be to understand the process, master the process, and then reach out to the higher authorities for approval. It
So
is very structured, very
so it is
process
kind of
oriented.
process driven, yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, you have to value the process. End result should
Mm.
be there, but you have to follow the process. Yeah.
Yes. They
All
have this
right.
rule, a motto: you do less business, less risky business. Europe is not hungry for business the way Indian market is hungry. The Indian market is very competitive. European market is very risk adverse.
So they want to be like very comfortable and just be happy what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
All right, all right. So, I mean, we have so many countries all around the world, and
Hmm.
people prefer to go to the US. That could be the top and place where Indians land. Australia, Great
Hmm.
Britain, and but what made you choose Germany? Was it like a recent surge in the people, like, oh, I don't want to go to US. Germany is the
Mm.
better choice because of the free education, maybe perhaps quality of life or something else.
So, as I said before, I came on a job search visa, and I had earlier applied for Canada, but I did not clear the point system. So, out of the English speaking countries, Canada was my first preference. Then, in State Bank of India, I was handling the European market. And in European market, I understood how are the banks functioning, what is the work culture. And Germany is one of the countries which offers this kind of visa. So there is Sweden, there is Germany, and there is Austria. And these are the only three European countries which offer job search visa. Then out of that, I decided like, okay, when the European Central Bank has moved to Frankfurt, so Frankfurt now becomes the head, or it becomes one of the financial capitals
Yeah, that's a
of
financial
Europe.
capital of Europe. Exactly.
Yes. So that's how I zeroed down on Europe. First option was Toronto, second option was Frankfurt.
And then you are happy about your decision right now, yeah?
Yes, looking at the winter temperatures -40, -30 in Toronto, I'm still better off with -5 and -10 in Frankfurt.
And I think, I mean, I just have a conversation today with one of my cousin living in Mumbai, and he is all good. He's a nice feather, and nice weather for us is like around 20 degrees, 22 degrees.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Same can be, I mean, very pleasant. Sometimes it can be cold
Yes.
as well for us. Now let us talk about for something which very much concerns the people who are sitting in India would be watching this podcast, and that's
Mm-hmm.
precisely the visa process. You tell us you told us that you came to Germany on a job seeker visa.
Mm-hmm.
uh, can you, I mean, break down the step by step process, exactly what happened, what was the initial thought, how did you prepare for all the documents, where did you go for the appointments, and where did you, I mean, book the appointment, and so on.
Yes. Living in Mumbai has its advantages because the consulate of Germany is in Churchgate, which is a
Hmm.
very famous area in Mumbai. So I had decided to move to Germany, and in October I went on the website and applied for this job search visa, which is now called Chancen card, opportunity card. And I got an appointment, which was in October when I applied. I got an appointment 6 to 7 months later. That was end of March. So we can say 6 months later. Now, in those 6 months, you have enough time to prepare for the language and also to prepare the documents and go prepared for the interview, because there will be an interview. I had an interview in German language. So at least a couple of sentences where you introduce yourself in German. Basic German skills are required. And 6 months time is good enough to start from A1, A2 level, and to at least say that you have already completed A1 and A2 and you are in process for B1. So that kind of assurance is matters during the interview process. That's they filter people out based on language skills. So 100% attention has to be given to those two language skills in those 6 months.
So apart from all the documents that you need, language is one of the things that stands apart. At least you do A1. At least you learned how do you introduce yourself. I
Yes.
mean, doing something from Duolingo is good, but that's like very much repetitive. That's what I've heard. Do something good. You will find tons of materials on YouTube as well to learn. So language is the one of the most important thing. What other documents people need to provide when they're applying for the visa?
So the list of documents is already on the website, but one thing special that I that helped me get this job search visa was in these 6 months, every day I used to apply to 5 to 7 jobs, and in a week's time or in a month's time, even if you apply 5 jobs, you have made 150 applications. 30 into 5 is 150. And now from those 150 applications, at least 20 jobs would have reverted back to you. Now, from those 20 jobs, at least 2 jobs, I'm taking just 10% of the, only 2 jobs must have said that, okay, your CV has been passed on, or we would like an interview, first round of interview, or that this kind of reaction needs to be collected and put in a folder that stating that in I have done 150 applications, from 150 20 have reverted. So they will see that you have at this point of time already 20 in your hand.
Yep.
This makes you a candidate, a hardworking candidate, a market acceptable candidate. Just going like that and saying I did the language, I have done masters, I have done bachelors will not help. I have done something which is accepted by the European market. That is what is important.
And I think you also went an extra mile. I mean, everybody, if you see in common, everybody will be able to provide their education, qualification, documents, perhaps language would be also there. But when it
Hmm.
comes to thinking out of the box and going that extra mile, I think you did that the right thing. I mean, I don't want a visa, they want me. And I think that also pushed the visa department as well to go
Yes.
ahead with this visa process.
And 150 applications in a month, and in 3 months, you've already done 500 applications, which is 3 into 150 is 450. And a 500, even if you take 5 papers, which shows that the employer is interested, it I don't think it's difficult. It just requires diligent discipline and diligence.
Correct. So, how long did it take from the starting point to the end point to get a visa?
So The application on website was done in October. The visa date was in March, and I decided to fly in May, during
So
April, May, which is springtime, which
that's
is
almost 8 months of
8 months.
hard work.
Yes.
And I mean, during this period, not everything is very smooth running. I mean, the thing that you mentioned about applying for 450 jobs in 3 months time, it's never easy. It's always stressful. And what was the most stressful part of this visa process, particularly for
The
you?
The most stressful part is getting the rejections. In spite of Indians being, I will say that Indians are very smart, and we Indians have very good qualifications. When I come here and I work with my colleagues and I see them struggle with basic technical skills, we are better off. So keeping that motivation on and applying every day, and the job application process is stressful. Then comes the B1 certificate, because I had completed B1. By the time my interview was there, I had the B1 certificate in my hand. And I have completed B1, and I've done this and this. There was no reason for them to say no, but listening to no every time in your Gmail box when you get that rejection, sorry, we've chosen another candidate, sorry, we do not go ahead with your application, sorry, sorry, sorry. It makes you doubt, it makes your self-worth questioned. So, job, be it in India or be it in Europe, any job application process is tough. Coming from the visa perspective, it is also tough that why should I put so much of efforts for Germany? Sometimes you also think that I should start working for UK. Agar 450 applications you have to do for one country, might as well do it for UK.
Yeah.
So, no, because everything is very expensive, inflation is high, economy is down. So sticking to one goal at a time, don't have plan B or plan C. It's like it's like commitment.
Yeah,
You
I
you
mean,
don't talk to
I
three
think the
girls at a
focus is
time.
very important. If you are eyeing for multiple countries and focusing on none, probably you are just you're just an
Hmm.
average. And if you are excelling at one thing, that is what you required. Focusing is the most important thing. If you're targeting, and if you're targeting seriously something, and that's Germany, then let's
Hmm.
just keep it for Germany. Maybe having a second option is good, but I think focus is the important thing here. The focus is the important term that we should be following as well. So, Nikita, I mean, now that you went to Germany on a job
Hmm.
seeker visa, but now people have chance and card, as you also mentioned. Could you tell our audience as well what could be the criteria, and how does this Johnson Carter work? Like, you have a number system as well, you have a point system, you get points on the basis of your language skills, and the higher level of German that you have, the more points you get. And what are the other factors that could contribute to getting more points and getting the visa easily? I mean, I don't think it's
So
easy to get a visa
it's
for most of us. But yeah, I mean, chances could be high if you have more points.
I was and during my time in May 2023, it was only job seeker visa. This Johnson card came in 2024. So I've not gone back to reading the requirements. But as I said, language skills and these job applications, even if it's not materialized, effort. So I wouldn't be in a position to answer this question because I've not researched further. My
Yeah,
my
that's
job was done. I got the offer letter, and
and you
it's
don't
a
need another visa, right? Because you have a
no.
fixed job, you are working at a high level, your
Yes.
position is high. I mean, who needs that thing anymore?
Yes, it is. It is in middle management, but
Uh-huh.
my dreams. I'm still studying B2. I studied B2 in order to get promoted to a senior level. So they keep checking. In spite of knowing little German, how much have you improved? So German learning skills go on and on.
It's a
It's a
continuous
long,
path.
it's a forever process. I think it's been 3 years in Germany, and I'm still learning every
So
day a new word.
so it's been 3 years. I mean, you
Mm.
went there probably in 2023.
Yes.
I can estimate. Tell us about the initial days in Germany. What surprised you the most? What was difficult? What felt amazing during that time?
What felt amazing and surprising was that people over here have a lot of patience till you finish your sentence in German. You start off with a couple of sentences, a couple of words, and they will wait and they will allow you to practice. So they are very happy when you start off in German, even if Guten Morgen, good morning, how are you, my name is this, and could you help me with this? Even a couple of sentences, Könnten Sie mir helfen? Just one sentence, and they will stand over there and they'll make it a point that you complete it and they will help you because you spoke their language. So I have experienced very friendly German people just by the power of language. Whatever we had these thoughts that German people are cold, German people are arrogant. No. Once you start speaking with them with a smile and with some hearing words, even with not so good pronunciation, but but they do have patience for you.
Yeah, I mean, even if you try the effort that you put, even if it's little,
Hmm.
they will be, I mean, amazed, and they will be also helping you to pronounce the word. They will be helping you to teach it in a better way, maybe perhaps a word, maybe a greeting. So they always
Yes.
appreciate the moment you try to speak their language.
Yes, they do help, and then the very friendly way they teach. And when they teach you, and they said, and they also always appreciate. You say one sentence, and they'll say, very good," and that motivates you to speak further.
And then perhaps the same thing happens in India. If you see any foreigner coming to India speaking any Indian language, be it Hindi or Malayalam or Punjabi, people are amazed. People are like in shock. How does this person know the language? And can you say this in German for? Can you say this? Sorry, in Hindi for me, or in Punjabi for me? So we are also curious, and
Hmm.
we appreciate. I think, and that's just the people, and we think Germans are different. They're also people, but
Yes.
yeah, at the same time
Uh,
they are cold blooded.
One example is this song Sapphire. If you see, even Coldplay had done their one of the songs, Hymn for the Weekend, was in India. Ed Sheeran came to India and he sang the song Sapphire. Both these singers are coming to India regularly and they are singing songs. They are such popular artists because they adopted to the Indian culture and they adopted some Indian words, some Hindi in their music, and we accepted them. So, similarly, Germans accept us once we learn the language.
That's called changing the perspective. I mean, if we can do it, they're also ready for it. We just have to understand, yeah, such thing can happen, and try learning German. Yeah, I mean, it does not start. I think one of the perspective that people have, or any student has about learning German is, oh, I mean, I'll start. I will not speak simple thing. When I start speaking, it's gonna be only like a debate on global warming. But people don't understand the simple effort of talking, or just using the things that you learn, perhaps just introduction, pointing out something in German, ordering something. These all things help, and at the end, it adds up to having a fluent conversation. I mean,
Yes.
it consists a lot of mistakes as well. At the same time, you will never be perfect. People imagine after I'm done with A1, I will be able to have a debate or anything, perhaps using renewable
No.
energy or non-renewable energy, or nuclear energy, and that's not the thing. We have to start slow. We have to start very
Yes.
smart at the same time. Yeah, and a learning. Yeah, I mean, in German we call it lebenslanges Lernen. Yeah, learning lifelong, and I think German should be also
Yes.
like that.
German should also be like that. And this learning process, which what I did while learning was for my B1 exam, uh, it is where I wrote a lot of letters. So once you start writing a letter, you know how to start a conversation. And at the end, you say thank you for your attention or that. So in B2 and B1, in both these exams, there is letter writing. And letter writing is you have to do it with pen or pencil. Yeah, I had given the Goethe exam, and in Goethe exam and in TELC exam both, we have to write the letter with pen or pencil. So this practice also needs to be done diligently, at least one letter a week. If you know that your exam is coming in 2 or 3 months, and one letter a week, that's it. And by the end of
Yeah.
2 months, you have eight, you've written eight letters.
8, 12 letters, I think that's sufficient because a lot of things will be also common in the other letters
Yes.
that you will be having because it's almost like in a loop. Something is happening and someone gets something, and then
Yeah.
it's just like that. You will always have something common thing. But on that note, I mean, congratulations that you also recently cleared your B2, which is absolutely amazing to achieve while working full time in Germany. And I think you did it on your own, right?
Yes, I studied by myself. So I use a lot of YouTube videos for the grammar topics. And as I said, I did letter writing. And with letter writing, each letter I wrote, the German words got imprinted in the mind. As we studied in school, the basics, it's always go back to the basics. We
Hmm.
never learned ABCD on Duolingo. We always learned it A for apple, B for ball by writing it.
Correct.
So writing something goes straight to the memory.
Yeah, I mean, I read a book, and it always emphasized on this fact: think on paper. Even if you are planning something, just don't have it in your mind. Just
Hmm.
write it down, and then think what you have to do. You will never forget it, and probably that leads to achieving the goals at a higher rate. But I mean,
Yeah.
yes, German, you have learned it. You have learned B1 once before flying to Germany, and then you did B2. So you know you have gone through knowing German to know much better German because there's a huge gap between B1 and B2 students. Not everybody is able to achieve it. How would you say, Nikita? How did this help you at your workplace or overall working environment or overall in your professional career in Germany? Learning B1, learning B2, and continuously you said that you also have a class after our conversation.
Yes.
How it really impacts overall in your professional life and also in your personal life in Germany.
So, when I was very new in this organization, people had to talk in English with me, and then eventually they avoided having lunch. So there were days when I used to eat lunch alone because we didn't have I didn't get a lunch partner. And only then I realized that in order to make friends in the organization or make good contacts, in order to network, I need to start speaking the language. I did B1, but I was afraid to open my mouth. I was afraid to say the sentences. I have all the grammar in my memory, but how do I put it forward? So that hesitation came out. It took almost a year, gradually, with small sentences. Now the situation has become that I can invite anybody for coffee or for lunch, and for half an hour to 45 minutes continuously talk in German. So
Have you ever
this
imagined
makes.
talking on a coffee in German? Perhaps, I mean, every language that we speak has a sense
Hmm.
of feeling. I mean, it's not about just the language that we speak. In some languages, we are able to express our emotions. I mean, whenever we want to express particular things of a language, we will skip to that language only. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I mean, do you feel at
Yes,
home when you speak German?
yes,
And
yes,
that's
yes,
that's
because
that's
they
like a
have a
very
lot of
strong
filler
statement.
words. There are a lot of filler words in German. You must there are some in YouTube videos when you have to say, when you probably did not understand but little bit, ja genau, one filler word. Somebody says something, oh wirklich, just filler word. And then somebody says this happened, then you say, ah, ach so. So the conversation goes on, you have to put in
And
some
the
filler
same thing
words.
happens in our language as well. If you remember that scene from the PK movie, and then acha, and then that has different ways of
Yes.
emphasizing on that word has a different meaning. Yeah, you're happy
Mm.
sometimes, and you're sometimes confused, and you're sad sometimes.
Hmm.
So all those things is also there, and
Yeah.
and it's just like beauty of language. Yeah.
So when you learn these filler words and then they feel that as if you're understanding everything. So you start off by not understanding anything. There's a phrase, fake it till you make it. So
Yeah.
say, yeah, genau, exactly, wirklich. Oh, really? Ach so, acha, acha.
When
So
somebody
they,
tells you Bizdu Farooq and you say Gyage, no, that won't be a very pleasant answer to hear. I mean, what I meant to say, are you mad? And when you say yeah, genau to that, that's gonna be some. I mean, Germans will have a laugh or they will see you strangely.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen so often. So even by the time you reach to that level to have a conversation, and nobody over here actually is not at all rude. They value humans. They value that you actually started the conversation. People over here value when you speak in their language and show that you accept their culture. I'm a teetotaler. I don't drink, but I've never spoken bad about the Oktoberfest. And sometimes our team leader asks the entire team to go to the Oktoberfest together. It's a part of team building activities. Now, even though I don't drink, but there's always a alcohol free option. So you have to sit there, you have to enjoy with them, sing, dance, at the same time drink alcohol free options. So you can't say that, oh, drinking beer is not good, but that's the way you have to show openness to their culture.
Yeah, I mean, accepting them, visiting them, being part of their culture, being part of their festival. I think this is what they really appreciate and this is what they expect. I mean, of course, if you're living in any other country, if you see any foreigner living in India and if they play any Indian festival, of course, they love Indian festival. Everybody loves Indian festival. It's something that really ignites the whole world. Yeah, I mean, who does not like Diwali with all those color, with all those
Yeah.
lights? It's so
Yes.
beautiful to watch, and I think, uh, and we would expect people to celebrate as foreigner, and they do celebrate. Same thing, I think people in Germany would be expecting. I
Mhm.
mean, any foreign group that they celebrate, at least not say anything bad words against their festival. Yeah, just try to bring an understanding, and this is something as I've heard that they really appreciate, at least bringing an
Yes.
understanding to their festival.
Yes.
What German festival you enjoy the most, Nikita? Is
I
there
enjoy
anything?
Christmas. It's the best time.
I think even if
And
you were not in Germany, you would surely enjoy Christmas because that's a time where everyone
yes.
feels it's that part. It's that time of the year where you are like you don't feel so much stress. The year is
Back in
about to
Mumbai,
end.
in India and Mumbai, there is no Christmas celebration the way it happens in Europe. In
Of
Europe,
course.
there's actually white Christmas. So it snows. What we see in the movies, Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, what happens, what we see in the Hollywood movies actually takes place in Europe.
Yeah,
So
actually,
Christmas
yeah.
is magical.
That's like the picture that we have since our childhood for a Christmas ball, snowman, and that Santa Claus thing, and a lot of gifts, and that's the picture we have. And I think that's kind of living those things. Oh, that really happens. Yeah, we see a lot of animes from Japan, and once you go to Japan, oh, these things really exist. These are not just I mean, cartoons or animes, and that's like one of the important, I mean, that's one of the amazing things that you are there and you're living the Christmas. And I think Christmas would be also the best time of the year. I think that's the only thing that you have in winters in Germany.
Yes, and there is not much work happening. December 15, December onwards, everybody is in Christmas mood.
Europe is
So
like a half shutdown after
half
15.
shut down. In the bank, we have to like in finance sector, the last transaction or the last income booked is on 15 December. So after 15th or 16th, whichever is the last Friday, then the bank does not take any other transactions into account. It is passed on to the next year. So people know now there will be no booking of income. We will do this business next year.
So that's like, I mean, that time of the year, people are very chill and they're looking forward to the
Mm,
Christmas and probably the turn of the new year, and then they celebrate Silvester, the new year.
yes.
And,
But
and
IT
everything
sector
looks
is
kind of
different.
cozy, yeah? IT sector
IT
is
sec
different.
IT sector is different. Yes, they are working all throughout the year. I have friends in the IT sector. Some people who are from the IT sector may feel that German language is not required. Yes, it is true. You may get the first job basis of English, but you will not get the second job just basis of English. Because now what I have seen that they have made German a criteria to filter people. Some people come on deputation from Infosys, TCS, Accenture. They work over here, and in order to get an internal transfer, maybe department change, or maybe moving on to the client side, that is where German level B1 or B2 plays a role.
And I've heard from many of the students who are at a very, very high position in different companies in Germany. They say, I mean, if you want to get promoted to a higher level or higher position designation in your company, then you need to have a conversation, not just doing your work. Are you able to deal the stuff? Are you able to handle the situation? And that's going to be done if you're able to talk to the clients in German only. And that's where
Yes.
you are taking the real responsibility, not just working on the sidelines, but taking part in this conversation and making this decision. And once you are the decision maker, that is something that you should be looking for if you want to get promoted within the company to a higher level, and that's going to be only done if you know the language.
Yes, that's true.
So, Nikita, I mean, you have done your B2 level, and I think if you want to have a very fair amount of conversation with the right degree of understanding and making yourself understand and understanding the other partner as well,
Yes.
it's a good level, I would say. People would be able to have a conversation without any sort of problems, although they would have definitely when there's a new topic, but I think you can come by very easily. Tell us the top three methods or the tricks or the process for you that really help you to prepare for your B2 level exam.
So there are four parts of the exam, but speaking, I always used to take conversation. I used to always talk to the mirror, prepare a small
Talking to
paragraph.
yourself.
Self talking to myself in the mirror. That was the most helpful thing. Tell me something about yourself. If I prepare 7 to 8 sentences, I learn it by heart, like how we say we mug it up, and then you speak in front of the mirror, so you actually see how your mouth is moving. If you're And you can also record it on the tel on your phone. But then I used to go to my colleague and I used to tell them, Could you listen to this recording and where should I improve?" So definitely talking to yourself in the mirror helps in speaking. Writing one letter a week will help by writing skills. And Lazen. I really didn't do anything.
Herein
That
is,
was
I
on
think,
the
very
spot.
very much particularly difficult. What did you do at least to get better at listening?
To get better at listening, I used to see these YouTube videos with subtitles. So there's YouTube videos and on Netflix, Turkish für Anfangers.
Türkisch für Anfänger.
Anfängers, yeah. So now, see, now I put R, it was R, Anfangers, and this is Anfängers, R umlaut. So Türkisch für Anfängers. That is one Netflix web series, only for 20 minutes. And I used to have the subtitles. So, and you play the speed at 0.75. So the playback speed is very slow. As the actor is saying the dialogue, the person, you can read what is in the subtitle. That's how you correlate. Now, being a Korean web series fan, I have seen a lot of Korean web series on in Netflix. How did we do that? Just by reading the subtitles and listening to them. The
Yeah, and
similar
probably you
strategy.
learn a lot of phrases as well, although you don't
Yes.
know. But you know that if this situation is arising and this is what their
Yes.
reaction is, I mean that's what happened when you repeat a lot of times a similar thing, and that's what you can learn. I mean, while you're watching something, you can learn a lot of natural reaction. Yeah, and when we are learning the language, we lack to express ourselves with the correct reaction. We try to react in the same way we do it in Hindi, or we try to translate it from English, but I think we need to learn how do we react instead of answering someone. And I think watching and
Yeah.
listening would be very much crucial to improve. And that's what you call being natural while you speak. Yeah, you need to react as well. Akso, as you said, the filler words. It's not always like
Hmm.
you don't know the language and you use it. Actually, you use it. That's why we are using it, and that's why it's very important while you watch something. So I think Turkish for Anfänger, people try to watch Friends, but I would say it's difficult for B2 level as well because it's super fast. But perhaps subtitle would be of very great help.
Yeah, when it's super fast, is one can also reduce the playback speed because that's the option given in Netflix. So you can reduce the speed. And in YouTube also there is Nico's Weg. So first time I watched it at a very slow speed. The second time I watched it at a medium speed. And now I can watch it even while working somewhere. I can watch. I can hear the music and I can understand what is being said. So it does not take years, it takes months. So one should understand that today, if I start in January, okay, January is shown all. I was just going to say shown for by. January is already over. We are in February, but if you listen to YouTube videos and this web series on Netflix, by December it'll be possible. 6 to 7 months, you can clear the
There is
exam.
also called something called Langsam Nachrichten, which you can hear as well, which also has, I think, two editions of the same publishing date, where you have
Mm-hmm.
something at slower speed and the same thing you can hear at a higher speed, and then you have also the transcription. Although I would suggest this for someone who are already done with their B2 or they're about to end once they're about to prepare for the exam, because B2 is not just about the books, it's all about book is just there to help you to reach that
Mm-hmm.
level, but you have to expand that level as well to multiple themes. And I think reading from DW Wissen and Umwelt, the
Mm-hmm.
topic, the section Wissen and Umwelt would be also helpful, because back then when I was learning, my friends told me to do it, and I did it as well. And I think if you would want to read something, then read something that interests you. If you're interested in sport car, then start reading about sport car in German. I would never like to read about nuclear energy if I'm not interested in it, and that would be much more difficult for me to understand the words. Perhaps if I like something, I know the vocabulary, I can relate to it. So suggestion is also that you read something that you like, not just something that you just want to read.
Yes. So these are some links that that a lot of people have, and it also can be shared. So
I will
um,
be attaching as well in this
mm,
video description a
yes,
link which you will be able, which you guys, I mean, if the interested people will be able to access the important
yeah.
materials if you guys are
YouTube
preparing for
videos are
B2.
free. Netflix would require a subscription,
Yeah,
but
that's for
it's
sure.
worth it.
So I mean, I want to shift the focus to the people, to the working professional now. Some questions which might concern them. Right now, you are working at Landesbank in Germany. That's all,
Yes,
obviously it's a very difficult thing to achieve, not
yes.
SPI, but in Germany, and you are working in Germany. Tell us about the working environment. Is it like very strict or it's very friendly?
It's very formal. I wouldn't say strict, but people are very formal. And if there's an appointment and you're supposed, if you say that I will send the email by end of the day, they expect you to send it. There is no chalta hai attitude. And the email language that they use is more passive. They are not very active or very pushy. It is like the master list needs to be done. That's it.
They're not addressing you with your pronouns. They're using it like passively.
Passively, passive language, and that's something which I've seen in the probably in the banking sector. The senior does not target one person; he sends the message to the entire group. So here, nobody is attacking anybody, but subtle, implicit messages are sent. So one has to be very
Yeah, I mean,
like,
and that's I mean, in contrast to what we hear normally, our Germans very direct in communication, and that's like the opposite of what I hear normally, and whatever you are telling me,
hmm.
probably they're not very direct when it comes to writing an email and
Direct
not
in
addressed.
communication will be verbally. If you go to them and you say that I need, what do I need to do? So they will explain you one, two, three, four, five. These five things to be done. But in the email, when it comes to schriftlich, when it comes in writing, they are very they are very careful. They will write it in third person, passive. So because emails are written proof, verbal is not a written proof. So
And do you have a lot of work in Germany now compared to India? Like, how is the work-life balance?
a work-life balance is good. In India, coming from State Bank of India, I used to work on Saturdays as well. Here it is Monday to Friday, 9 to 6. And it's been 3 years. My boss has never called me on the phone or asked me anything to do after 6 p.m. So
So
there
no
is
calls
good
on
work life.
weekends, no calls on holiday,
No,
not even a message. So
No,
that's,
nothing.
and I think that's something that people enjoy in Germany, like while they're
Yes,
living in Germany, working in Germany, something that is a luxury for Indians, for most of
it is a
us.
luck.
So it's,
Most of them value this time. The
yep.
Saturdays is actually taken as a relaxing weekend. Saturdays and Sundays. So even the boss is relaxed, and even the boss leaves you also in relaxed mode. I'm
Yeah,
not sure about the IT sector because
mhm.
sometimes during the IT they have a project implementation. So that time
So
they
they
do
have to
work on
meet the
Saturdays.
deadlines.
Yes.
And
But in
talking
finance
about like,
sector, we don't do that. Monday to Friday, the markets are open, and once the market shuts, your work is done.
your work is done, and I mean you have holidays on Saturday and Sunday. Tell us about how many days do you get like off, or how many days you get like vacation in an year in Germany, are you entitled to get in
As
your
per
field?
the rules, it is 30 days in a year. So 30 days you can take it for casual. There's nothing like casual, paid or sick. It is just in
Like
total
you,
30
it's
days.
there and you can take it, and that's all obviously
Yeah.
paid by the company.
Yes, yes. 30 annual leaves. That's it.
And does it get carried forward to the next year, or you have to just exhaust it by the end of the year?
No, no, we do have, but it depends bank to bank. Now, I couldn't comment on this in our podcast. It depends on bank to bank, depends on boss to boss. So, but as per the rule, as per the government law, it is 30 annual leaves.
That's fine. Okay, I mean, a lot of people. I mean, if you're going to Germany, and it would require yourself to be very financially stable and sound. At the same time, they will be also looking forward to what kind of outcome or what kind of uh, outcome or output I can get after investing that amount of money. People are curious about their growth in Germany. Without giving an exact number, can you tell us like, is that the growth in terms of money is faster in Germany or in India?
Mm, that there are two factors that determine this. One is the skill set, and other is the year of experience. How many years of experience? They give a lot of weightage to the years of experience. So when I moved to Germany, I had 6 years of experience. Now a fresher would be given a low would be at the 40,000 euros, 40 to 50, 40, 50, 55,000 euros. A person
That's
with
the gross
experience,
salary for an year.
yeah, gross salary 40 to 50. Somebody with experience would be 50 to 70, and somebody senior would be 70 to 100.
And when you say when you mention about somebody who is a senior, how many years of
Mm.
experience you can think of?
Senior is someone with minimum 10 years of experience.
So minimum 10 years of experience is something that you want to get to hit
Yes. Yeah,
closer
and
to
then there's some with
80 to
senior,
100K.
you need 100K, that is almost 1 crore INR. So 100,000 euros, that person has to be uh, 10 years of experience with good experience, not just I worked here and you have something substantial. See, okay, this person has 10 to 15 years of experience. He was a project lead. He was departmental key factor. He was an asset to the company. Then you get good money.
Yeah, I mean, so what I can make out from this part is, I mean, in terms of degree, skills, experience, I think experience is something that Germans focus on, Germans
Mm.
emphasize on, and that really matters. So, and also, I mean, even if you earn 80 and 70, that's still like a bigger upgrade. People would be imagining to earn a crore salary, and of course, euro is already going up.
Yes. It goes up. Everything is based on experience, and then if sometimes some people get stuck at 100, and that's then your German skills can actually rather if you have German speaking skills. So from 60 to 80 you can go. From if you have German speaking skills, they will say, okay, Mr. XYZ has technical skills, and now he has language skills. So language skills is a soft skill. It's you can always go up the ladder with soft skills.
Yeah, I mean, if you are within the same group of people, what extra do you offer to the company? Are you able to
Hmm.
fulfill a gap within it? Are you able to make it better? And that's what it matters. Now, I want to bring our conversation to another part. I mean, we have talked about language, we have talked about the company, we have talked about the work, a little bit about how does it feel like to live in Germany? I mean, the weather. You said you would prefer at any day Frankfurt over minus 40 degrees in Toronto.
Hmm.
That's still minus 5 degrees. Winters are so dark, so
Hmm.
cold for us. What is something you feel? Oh, I wish it was better here.
So, in Germany, winters are depressing. Um, it's important to have an Indian community and Indian friends and German friends around. The first year was emotionally challenging.
Hmm.
New job and colleagues not talking to you because they are scared and talking in English, and I'm scared and talking in German. So both of us want to talk to each other, but there is a hesitation. So
Hmm.
emotionally, mentally, one it is challenging the first year, like 12 to 18 months. Then you start making friends. Now, can you trust everybody? So it takes time. I would say that after 3 years, now I can count three, four friends on my fingers that these are my go-to people. It takes 3 to 4 years to have such close friends. And if you are the family, if it's a spouse with a child, then there is no problem because you have a lot of time at home to you have people at home. I am single, so when I come back home, I generally call my friends over or they call me over. That's how we spend the extra time that we get on weekends. If you do not have a social circle, then it is emotionally and mentally challenging.
I can imagine. I mean, if you have German friends and you said about free time activities in Germany, it's mostly something outside,
Hmm.
something which is very much healthy, like going for a walk, uh, perhaps running a marathon, doing a cycle tour, stuff like that. Not like having something in India that we have go to cinema, eating something unhealthy. I think Germans are very much particular about their free time and they really
Hmm.
design their free time, as I want to say. So yeah, anything that you miss about India right now?
About about Mumbai, I miss the Ganpati festival. This year in 2026, I will be coming for the Ganpati festival. Better than I think Mumbai celebrates Ganpati in a different way. Not
Hmm.
many people in India have been in Mumbai during Ganpati Fest. But yes, so I miss the festivals. Holi, Ganpati, Diwali, or for even the matter of fact, even kite flying is celebrated on a large scale. So I miss family, I miss Mumbai, I miss my people only
At the
on this
Ganpati.
festival days. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes. And of course, even if you're celebrating people do celebrate their festivals in Germany, but usually that is probably the weekend before the weekend or the next weekend. It's not the same. Yeah.
Mm.
It's
Yes.
not the same feeling because when you call your family to India and then you see they're already in new clothes, good food, everybody looks so good, so happy, and you are like, oh, what am I doing? I mean, you question yourself, what
Mm.
I'm earning for, is it the right thing? And then you question yourself, and then there's a point of, I mean, unclarity, but still, I mean, you cope up, and then you rise up, and then I mean, I'll be going back to India for Ganpati now.
And also when after some point of time when you're already earning for 55, 65, 75,
Hmm.
85, okay, now what? So then this experience in Europe, I'm not sure if others would agree, but for me, the European experience would add to the CV. And when you go back to India, you can say that you have worked in an international bank or you have worked in an international IT firm. So international exposure does add to the CV, and we probably the high position, the senior positions you get back in your own country. You get it back in Mumbai, you get it back in Delhi because you have gained experience. So this is also my 10 years down the line. I will move back and then I will say that now I can handle European clients because I've
Yeah.
already worked with them. The similar story that I gave to Germany, I have worked in India, I can handle Indian clients. Now I move to India, I can say that I
And
can handle European clients.
that's very cheeky, yeah. You know how it runs. You know how the business happens now. You know how the hiring works, right? You have applied for 450 jobs in in a span of a couple of months, so you know how it works, right?
Yeah, you just have to put an USP, and international exposure is a USP for every candidate. But everybody should at least give couple of years in living in abroad and seeing how things work.
Yeah, but that's easy said than done. All right, Nikita. I mean, I want to go ahead to the quick rapid fire round. You
Mhm.
just need to answer me as quickly or the first thing that comes to your mind. One German word that you use at work daily.
Mm. Stimmung,
Stimmung.
yeah,
That means the mood.
the mood.
One thing you love about Germany.
Weihnachtsmarkt,
One
Christmas
thing you
markets,
particularly are not so fond of in Germany.
Winterzeit,
I mean, I
winter
think
time.
winter time is something that nobody is looking forward to, especially from the subcontinent. What do you think? What's the best country in Germany? Where best city, sorry, in Germany?
All the big cities, Berlin, Munich, Düsseldorf, Frankfurt,
Every
Stuttgart,
single city
Hamburg,
is livable,
everything.
right?
Yeah, everything is livable. It's like we can't choose between Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai. All of them are crowded, all of them are polluted, but all of them give good opportunities.
Definitely.
So
What's the most useful app in Germany?
the Deutsche Bahn app, then if somebody goes shopping to Penny or Rewe, so the supermarket apps, because you get coupons, you can use these coupons to buy vegetables and fruits at a lower cost. So supermarket apps, the Deutsche Bahn app,
People say that they
and
download. I mean, during the conversation with my student, they say they have downloaded Rewe, Aldi, and
yes, yes.
Kaufhaus, Kaufland.
Yeah, it's similar to the Reliance Smart loyalty program. Every time, even in India, my father had a account with Reliance, and every time we used to go to the Reliance Smart or to the DMAT app, and you keep purchasing, then you start getting loyalty points. You redeem. If you have many points, you can redeem it on the next purchase. The loyalty membership program is similar in Germany.
Okay, Nikita, one message for people who are learning German right now. Anything that you want to motivate them with?
If you're not in Germany and if you're in India, the only way of actively using the language is by writing it and talking to yourself in the mirror and recording it. So we listen to a lot of we consume a lot of content from YouTube and other places, but it is important, which I have realized after a couple of years, after 3 years. Now I have sat down and every day in my book, I do journaling and I write 2 to 3 sentences in German language. That is active using of the language. Actively use
Definitely.
it. So speaking in the phone or speaking to ChatGPT or
Yeah.
speaking to a teacher, doing a conversation course, that would be helpful. Get into active use of the language.
Nikita, thank you so much for sharing your journey. This episode is going to motivate so many people in India to start learning German and plan German realistically. To everyone watching, if you enjoyed this episode, follow Indo-German Express for more real Germany stories. If you want to learn German with the right guidance, we are here for you. I am Faiz signing off. See you in the next episode.